Yo, what's up? So we got 2 pit bike builds in the making. We are doing the 143 big bore kit with race head and oversized carburetor on Nick's bike and mine. We're gonna do his first so I could videotape on how everything goes together, and then mine we're just kind of throw together some clips and stuff. But anyways, I will unpack this, got all the stuff, so I'll get right into that. Alright, so just to clear everything up, you guys will be seeing this before we actually go work on the bikes. My bike is already all put together. I wanted to mention that for the exhaust valve on the bottom, I went 0.005, and on the top on the intake, I went 0.003 on the feeler gauge. You take this cover off, you line your notch up with top dead center on here and top dead center on here. And then you can adjust this one to 0.003 and this one to 0.005. So that's what I did on those. And then on the carburetor, we had to kind of custom wrap the hoses around. So we went here in between the air box and around through to right here. Now I don't have my air filter yet, it should be here in like 2 days. But we did that. And then we left the stock air box in there so we could bolt the shroud back up. They make kits that will bolt just a bracket, but I'm just gonna leave this on here because the bracket's like 40 bucks, so this will work fine. I don't really care, it's a piece of plastic. But also the overflow tubes that come with the carburetor are way too short. So the stock tubes we cut like, I don't know, maybe like half an inch, and we shoved them inside of the tips of the old ones and just slid them right onto the carb, and it worked fine. So that's another thing we did to keep in mind. Yeah, so I'll get the clips of us working on the pit bike now. Started pulling off. He's pulled out his carburetor. He's draining his oil right now, getting ready to pull out his oil filter. Get that all checked out. So that's next step. I think next we will be taking off the side cover. So to take this case cover off, you have to unplug this plug right here on the side of here and cut the zip tie off, and that cover should come out. So now we're about to set the bike to top dead center. You line this notch up, and then there is a notch on here also that you will be lining up. This is right here. There's an F and a T. I think it's a T, but we'll find out. But we're gonna remove the spark plug right now so it has no compression, so when we take it over we can get it where we want it to keep it in time. Okay, so we took the spark plug out so we could turn the motor over easier. And as you can see right here, there is a T right here. Notch is lined up with this mark, and the notch right here on the cam sprocket is lined up with that. So we are on top dead center and ready to start taking the cam apart. Alright, so while I was gone getting the propane tank, Nick, what did you do? What did you do here?
Shit.
No, what did you do? What did we do here?
Chain tensioner out.
So after we got this top dead center,
Two bolts in here.
Took the 2 bolts out in the head right here. They're what, 10 millimeters?
Yeah.
2 10 millimeters, took those out. Then you hold this with a wrench or a socket, and then take the Allen key bolts out of here and here. So we're gonna put it at top dead center. We took the 1 back bolt out, we left 1 in it so we could still have it at top dead center because you can't get to this back bolt with the Allen key. So it's at top dead center right now, and we're gonna take the bolt out and then everything else with it. Alright, so we just got the head off, just pulled it off. This will remain in there. Chain will stay in there, obviously. There's your piston, everything. So right now I'm gonna start taking this piston out. There's a little C, like a circlip in this side, a circlip in the other side. You just gotta pop it out on one side. With the 143 kit, it should come with a new circlip and wrist pin in there. So I'll get to taking that out. Alright, so on the stock piston, you can see I got it out. On here, there's an EX on there for exhaust. So it goes, this will be the top, intake, bottom, exhaust. On your new one, you should have some type of marking. This is intake, because there's an IN on there. So it'll go in like this in the bike. Alright, so right now we are lining up the piston ring, the rings on here. We're using the diagram that they focus on there. You can look it up, Klx110 service manual, and this is the diagram that we're going by to line up all the piston rings on there. So you could just Google that and you will find the service manual, and just gotta go to the top end section and you can find the diagram and everything you should need. So that's where we're at right now. Alright, so we got it all together. You will have to convert over, here, flip that back over. You have to convert over the dowel pins here and here on the bottom. So you have to swap them from that head to this head because it doesn't come with new dowel pins. But anyways, is that. So right now we're getting ready to swap over the timing chain guide in there. Alright, so to make it easier on ourselves, we already put the piston in the cylinder. We compressed all the rings and put them back in. If we were to done that after we put the wrist pin in and everything, it would have made it that much harder to put in. So we just did it and put it in the cylinder, and then we'll slide it down, slide the wrist pin in, and then put the circlip in, and it should be good to go. We already got the timing chain through also, and then it will be on to the cylinder head next. So we got the cylinder head nuts on, the two nuts in there, or the two bolts in there. We Loctited those. These you will torque down to 16 foot-pounds, and the ones inside of here, the bolts, you would torque to 8.9 foot-pounds, which I'll probably just do 9 or 10 foot-pounds just to be safe. But that's what you do for those. And then next will be putting the sprocket on, and I'll get back once we are to that. So to keep this in time, you will have to line the sprocket up and get it set up with the notch on the case. And then once that is there, this has to be on the top dead center position. This has to be on top dead center position, exactly lined up. And then you can position the cam where you want it, stick your bolts in, and tighten it down. So we don't have a Dremel file bit, so we gotta do a little bit of custom fabrication because this sprocket, the hole will not line up because it's off just a little bit. I don't know if it's T-bolt's problem or what, but have to do some custom fabrication.
It's gonna hurt.
Alright, so we got it in, cranked down. These two are 46 inch-pounds. We Loctited these two. Now we have the timing chain tensioner, and you have to Loctite these also. And the torque spec for these are right here. Chain tensioner mounting bolts, 46 inch-pounds. Same as the cam sprocket bolts. So 46 inch-pounds should get you there. So we are getting the side case put on. We got the new gasket put on and everything. Everything's pretty much done. Next we just have to adjust the valves. We got the chain tensioner in, torque down. What else we got left? We gotta hook up the
Covers, carb,
oil.
throttle cable.
We gotta hook up the carb, throttle cable, a couple other things. It's already like 12:30, so not even gonna start on my bike. Probably just gonna end up doing that tomorrow. That'll be tomorrow's project, but anyways. Alright, so another thing, this ground wire, which is by the choke, you will have to grind this down. I'm just gonna use a Dremel and grind that down, and then you can just bolt it right onto there. So that's another thing you gotta do. Alright, so we're in the middle of adjusting the valves, and it said to do, when adjusting it, go from, with a feeler gauge, go from either 0.003 the 0.005 is in the range you want to be, so we're going for 0.004 right in the middle. So let's use this. Should be like a snug fit inside of there, not too tight, not too loose. And once you get that, just tighten up the nut and get your valves adjusted. You will torque these nuts down also to 46 inch-pounds. So these right here, and there's one in the bottom valve down here. But 46 inch-pounds on that one, 46 inch-pounds on that. Your 46 inch-pounds on these two, 46 inch-pounds on these two, and yeah, that's all 46 inch-pound bolts that you torque them to. Alright, so for these, you will just sandwich in this plastic piece. You will put the two gaskets sandwiched in between, and then you will use the longer of the two stud and the longer of the two bolts. So put these in, and then you just use that nut. So putting the carb together, they have what, 3 extra jets?
Yeah.
I think that comes with it.
It comes with one in and 3 extras.
What are the 3 extras?
Like 155, 175, 185, and 190, I think.
And the 190 is what was in it, and we're just gonna leave it because of how cold it is. We're just gonna try the bigger jet size, so that's what we're going with for right now. So got the intake put on. It's like 1 o'clock right now, so we're only doing his bike tonight. I don't want to start on mine yet, but almost there on Nick's bike. Swapping out throttle cable, carb, then throw the plastics on and oil, and then we'll see if she runs. Yo, what's up? So it's day number 2. I'm getting ready to start working on the bikes again. Nick's already here, so go down and see what he's up to right now. Probably putting his plastic back on his bike, but it is so smoky in here.
I turned it down. I think it's just because it's hot in here and it's cold outside.
So what are we doing, Nick?
Lots of shit.
Like what?
Got to throw plastics on. That's about it. Just
That's
valves
it.
a little bit.
Yep, so we're almost done with his bike, and then we'll be on my turd, so yeah.